Hello everybody. Today I'd like to discuss washing hands when leaving a cemetery. The Shulchan Aruch paskins, like the Rambam, that someone who goes amongst the dead needs afterwards to wash their hands. The washing that we do after from a cemetery is 3 times alternatively, just like we do in the morning. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. There are some people that have a custom of doing an extra 4th washing. That's to get off the impure water that is already on your hands after the 3rd washing. Some have a custom to wash again after they've washed normally, after they've washed with a vessel, and some even would go to the mikveh after they've been to a graveyard. Why is this? The Ramban writes that the main reason for doing this because water hints to creation, and that's the reason why after leaving a cemetery we would want to wash our hands with water. He also mentions the fact that water purifies, and that it may be that there's something impure in the dead, or in the cemetery, and that's what needs to be cleansed after coming out. The Miri writes that it's a question of cleanliness, and the Maharal says that it's a question of a ruach ra. A ruach ra is a type of evil spirit that may come onto a person when he's in a place like a cemetery or when he's close to dead bodies. This is the same reason that we're told for washing in the morning, when we get up first thing in the morning, to get rid of this ruach ra that might be on us. So anyone who comes within 4 amos is about 2 meters. Anyone who comes within about 2 meters from a dead body should wash afterwards. When we go to a levaya, the wake after someone has died, even if we didn't come into contact with the dead body, even if we weren't within 4 amos of the dead body, 2 meters, and we didn't go into the cemetery, nevertheless the custom is that we would wash before we enter our homes. When leaving the levaya, we wash, even though we weren't in the cemetery. And that washing should be done before you enter your house. You can go into a shul nearby to wash your hands before you go home. If it's not possible to wash outside, then you can go in to the home and wash your hands there. The custom is also, amongst some, is not to dry your hands after this washing. Okay, and as I said, so that we see that there are slightly different customs amongst different people, but the basic obligation to wash your hands when you come out of a cemetery is, of course, a thing that everyone does. I'd like to just point out here that the Vilna Gaon writes that a cemetery is not a place that we should be going to if there's not a special reason why we need to go there. He writes that all our troubles come from visiting graveyards. My rabbi, Rabbi Socha Meir, also used to tell people not to go to graveyards if they don't need to. What about when you've just been to the graveyard of a tzaddik? When you've been to Mama Rochel, do you need to wash your hands after that? The graves of tzaddikim aren't tameh. They don't have any evil ruach ra there. So if there are no other graves in the area, like there are in the case of Rachel Imeinu, that where she's buried there are no other graves, it's just her grave as far as we know. So there's not the same obligation of washing when you come out. And the same thing, according to some people, applies to the grave of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that although some people say that there are other graves there and therefore you should be washing when you come out, but the principle is there that in the graves of a tzaddik there's no obligation to wash because everything is pure and clean there. So, to summarize, obligation to wash your hands 3 times, just like we do in the morning when you leave a cemetery, before you come into your home. If you've been to a levaya, if you've come into contact with a dead body, also you have this obligation. Thank you.